Next question on subsidiary book. This question I have designed specially for those who get confused between debit note and credit note. So let's start. In the books of Veer, account transactions in appropriate subsidiary books. So before reading the question, I want to give you a small tip. See, what is important is you grasp what we have sent to others. See, what we have sent is important, okay? Listen carefully, if I have sent a debit note to others, then debit note, if I am sending a debit note, then it is your purchase return. And now how will you remember this? See, debit purchase होता है, credit sale होता है. If I am sending a debit note, debit देखते ही purchase return करो, but remember I have to send it to the other party, okay? And vice versa, if I am sending a credit note, I send a credit note, then that will be your sales return. Debit purchase होता है, ध्यान करो, debit is purchase. Now this is a way to remember. Debit is your purchase and credit is your sales, okay? So if in the question it is said that I have received a debit note, so just think, if I have received a debit note, I should have sent a credit note, opposite of it. And if I have received a debit note, I should have sent a credit note. So first think कि मैंने क्या भेजा है, and according to that डेबिट नोट और क्रेडिट नोट पे परचेज रिटर्न बुक होगा या सेल्स रिटर्न बुक होगा, you will decide. I'll show you with the example, especially this question for those who get confused in debit notes, credit notes, purchase return book, sales return book. So let's start. Sent debit note to JJ Stores rupees 500. Now I am sending a debit note. I am sending a debit note. So means it is in your purchase return book. So first book I'll write here. First point. Sent debit note to JJ Stores 500. I sent a debit note, so purchase return book. In purchase return book, JJ Stores 500. Understood? Moving on to the second point. Sent credit note to SS Stores rupees 1500. So what am I sending is the question. I am sending credit note. Credit क्या होता है? Sales. Sales से क्या बनाया आपने? Sales return book. So that will go into your sales return book. Point number 2. SS Stores. How much? 1500. Okay. So first and second point is done. Now be attentive for the third point. Please your attention here. Received credit note from DD Stores. Now I have received credit note. Means I should have issued debit note. मुझे रिसीव हुआ है क्रेडिट नोट, तो मैंने अगली पार्टी को डेबिट नोट दिया होगा. So when I am issuing debit note, डेबिट से परचेज, तो कौन सी बुक में जाएगा ये? परचेज रिटर्न बुक में. नाउ अंडरस्टूड? इफ concepts are not clear or you are taking time for thinking in the exam, this is the shortcut method you should use. Okay, so the third point again in your purchase return book, how received credit note from DD stores. I have received credit note means I should have issued debit note, और मैंने क्या issue किया है, that is important. I issued debit note means purchase return में जाएगा. So DD stores, for goods returned to them 2000. Here it is also clearly mentioned goods returned to them. उनको मैंने goods return किए हैं. So at some point of time मैंने purchase किए होंगे, तभी तो मैं purchase को आज return कर रही हूँ. So again this is getting clear. Okay. Now the fourth and the last point, received debit note. आगे पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Received debit note means what? Issued credit note. मैंने क्या issue किया है, that is important. When I receive debit note, उसका उल्टा ही issue करूंगी. So issue credit note. When I issue credit note, credit होता है मेरा sales and it will go in your sales return book. Okay. So fourth point, RR stores 1600, received debit note from RR stores 1600. So since I have received debit note, I issue credit note, और जब मैं credit note issue कर रही हूँ तो वो होगा in sales return book. RR stores, how much? 1600. 2500 is your total here, and 1500 plus 1600 is 3100 total here.